As everyone gathered, Awai hurried over like a comforting angel to console Dome. But seeing the old lady in a kneeling pose in the bathroom, everyone froze, legs as weak as noodles. Her head vanished mysteriously. After calming down, everyone went back inside. Awai called the police, banning anyone from leaving the horror scene until they arrived. Kang, terrified, shouted to flee this haunted spot, lost control and tried to hit Awai. Fortunately, others restrained him in time. Just when everyone calmed down, the plot thickened. The statue that was sitting in the chair suddenly vanished without a trace. Kang turned around frantically, like a wind-up toy, beckoning everyone to check on the missing statue at the door. He waited for Awai and the old guy to come over, but the statue miraculously reappeared in the chair, leaving Kang speechless. He was just dazzled, not knowing what to say. Soon the police arrived. Officer Bearded introduced himself warmly and asked to see the crime scene. Led by Awai and Kyuhyur, they entered it shortly. To showcase his professional quality, he dramatically flipped the cover off like a cool detective. But when he looked underneath, he was utterly unprepared and nearly hurled. Officer Bearded's professional image was not only unscathed, but the crowd also witnessed his breakfast. He basically swapped it for lunch right here. Once Officer Bearded got home, he tried to search for clues in the homeowner's diary. Just as he set down his radio to smoke a cigarette, he saw a shadow in the rearview. The moment he turned around, the shadow disappeared without a trace. Feeling a bit spooked, Officer Bearded grudgingly returned to the villa. He decided to call the police station again, but just as he hung up, the villa lost power once more. Everyone was clumsily searching for the reason behind the blackout when the statue in the living room quietly stirred, but no one noticed the change because, earlier, the hair on its head was moving. Naomi felt even more uneasy. She stared, scrutinizing the statue, when Dome bent down and the record player played a Dutch folk song. As the bizarre events continued, they decided to move the statue back to the basement. While debating who would carry it, the chair Ivana had sat on suddenly creaked, so Officer Bearded, gathering his courage, went to check it out. He shined his flashlight around, but found nothing. However, when he relaxed, Ivana suddenly sprang out like a little leopard, grabbing him by the neck. Everyone was scared witless, and Kang just stood there, stunned. Just as Officer Bearded was about to choke, Awai charged him with the bamboo stick, heroically pinning Ivana to the wall. Ghosts don't feel pain, and Ivana glided along the pool toward Awai. Terrified, he stumbled and fell flat on his face. Kyuhyur attempted to help him up, but in that moment of panic, Ivana locked onto Awai. Before everyone's frightened eyes, Awai's neck was gruesomely snapped, blood gushing out instantly. Witnessing this, everyone screamed in unison. Realizing Awai was beyond help, everyone hurriedly fled the basement, barricading the exit with a cabinet. Under Officer Bearded's lead, they decided to drive away from this horrific place. But as they all piled into the car, they discovered it wouldn't start at all. The interior lights were blinking eerily as Officer Bearded pounded on the dashboard. Suddenly, there was a beep sound from the walkie-talkie, and then Kang turned his head around in sheer terror, only to find Ivana behind the car. Everyone was so frightened, they stumbled over themselves, and Ivana suddenly vanished as they all stared wide-eyed. Then, a senior shadow appeared quietly on the glass, followed by Kang's grandma being pulled out of the car by an unseen force. Her head was severed by Ivana. Witnessing his grandma's brutal death, Kang charged out, roaring and attacking Ivana with a metal rod. The next moment, Kang was flung out, even proving his brawn against her, brandishing her head in front of the car window as if showing off. Whoever dares to challenge a ghost must hand over their phone. Amid the ongoing carnage, Ivana did not continue, but rather turned around to go home. After a series of murders, everyone was on the verge of collapse, but Ivana's figure gradually receded, and they began to regain their composure. At this moment, Dome's words inspired everyone to completely destroy Ivana. They must wreck her statue. They braved up and returned to the villa. The statue remained seated in the living room. At this moment, Dome suddenly recalled that Ivana's head had been thrown into a dry well by a monstrous officer. Facing the endless abyss of the dry well, they pondered how to retrieve her head. Since they couldn't descend into the well, they decided to go all out. They decided to destroy Ivana's statue and burn it in a well. Bearded Man raised his axe, hacked it fiercely, and soon it was shattered. Ivana's bones revealed themselves too, and they poured gasoline over them, tossing her remains into the well. But right when they were about to ignite it, Officer Bearded had left the lighter in the car. To avoid facing danger alone, the old man accompanied him, leaving Kyuhyur, Dome, and her brother by the well. However, just as Dome turned around, Ivana appeared behind her, instantly gripping her neck and lifting her slowly. The brother noticed and was about to scream, but Ivana promptly grabbed him too. As Dame and her brother near suffocation, Kirishio rushed over with an axe, swinging it at Ivana's back, but Ivana refused to let go, and in the end, she plummeted down into the well along with the siblings. Soon, Dame woke in the well, loudly calling out her brother's name, trying to confirm his location. Kirishio also confirmed through voice that the siblings were still alive. However, at this moment, Dame suddenly touched something, and picking it up, she was shocked to find it was Ivana's head. After tossing it aside, she dazedly saw Ivana again. Grabbing the axe from the ground, she heard her brother call out in the dark. The well was pitch dark, and with her poor eyesight, she couldn't figure out where her brother was, so she turned in circles trying to locate him. But just then, Ivana lunged at her. Dame wasn't having it either and swung the axe right at Ivana, nearly sending her brother to the afterlife. Hearing her brother's shout, Dame freaked and dropped the axe. At that moment, a lighter was tossed down from above. She quickly picked it up off the ground and ignited it, but just as she caught a glimpse of hope, the flame extinguished again. Ivana locked onto her from behind, causing Dame to drop the lighter. As her neck was about to snap, her brother picked up the fallen lighter and successfully ignited the nearby bones, which ignited instantly, causing Ivana to start smoking. Dame temporarily avoided disaster, but how could Ivana, seething with resentment, let her go so easily? Ivana howled as she clawed at Dame again. At that moment, Dame was on the brink of suffocation. She felt a bone and swiftly swung it at Ivana. Ultimately, Ivana couldn't withstand the flame score, and her spirit turned to ashes before Dame. Having survived, Dame and her brother wept uncontrollably. At this moment, the police arrived and sealed off everything. Everyone supported each other, slowly regaining their sanity. Next, they better watch their phones. So if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell.